Hey G fans, GoGFan93 here, and well, I'm gonna do my second Q&A video. So without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so the first question comes from the Master of Carnage 77. He asks, "What is your favorite part of being a popular YouTuber?" Well, one, I'm not like super popular YouTuber. I wouldn't really say that, but I guess the favorite part would be just being able to communicate with you guys and to be able to put out content and then people, commenting on it and liking it and sharing, favoriting or whatever. It's just fun to know that, hard work that I've done gets recognized. So, yeah. Alright, second question is to J Corolla 4. He asked, "What state did you grow up in?" I grew up in Colorado. Next question is from JLP Gaming 2752. He asks, "What has kept your love for Godzilla going throughout the years?" The thing that has kept my love going is just the fact that, well, probably this channel actually has really helped me stay involved with the Godzilla community and just all things Godzilla, because like before I started this channel, a couple months before I started the channel, I wasn't really as into Godzilla as I was when I was younger, because sometimes I'd go into these phases where I would be really into Godzilla and then I wouldn't really be into Godzilla and I'd be, but this channel has kind of kept it going now, and also the fact that the new movie's coming out, and that's also helping it. So yeah, and just the fact that it's still, at least technically Godzilla's still popular in some ways, but yeah, so I guess that'd be my answer. Alright, next question is from Benjamin Breary. He asks, "What was your first Godzilla toy?" I don't know. It was probably one from Trendmaster, probably. I really honestly don't know what my first figure was. Yeah, because I've been collecting them my whole life, so I don't really remember. So sorry. Question is from Miko Meister 95. He asks, "Would you talk about Godzilla's new look for the movie? I mean the design from the encounter footage." Yeah, I really liked the encounter design, what they did when Godzilla was walking in front of the window and stuff. I thought that looked so cool. I got chills down my spine because I was like, oh my god, if Godzilla looks like that, that's just like total nerdgasm and everything. So I really liked the design, but I do have to say though, the other designs that I've seen, I'm a little bit concerned on how they're wanting to make him go like this, and a lot of people are saying, well, they want a realistic twist to it. Well, here's the thing, guys, you can have it somewhat realistic, but remember, this is Godzilla. No one's gonna walk into the theater thinking that this is gonna be the most realistic and believable thing ever. This is Godzilla. They have to keep it Godzilla. Make it an upright monster with arms coming out like this and spines on the back. Do not make him this hunched over lizard looking like creature. I don't understand why people are saying that that's going to be okay. That, oh, it's got to be realistic. It's Godzilla. It's not realistic. So, I don't know. But the encounter footage, from what we saw, his head looked fantastic. So, next question from Xenoboy908. And he asks, if you were able to direct a Godzilla movie, who would you cast, what would be the plot, and where would it take place? Oh my god, I mean, if I was able to make a movie, I don't know, the actors that I would have, I'm not really good with actors, guys, like, I'm not really good with names and stuff like that, but I guess, I don't know, I think one actor that I would really like to have in there would be, I don't remember his name, but the one guy from Taken, he also played as Qui-Gon Jinn in Star Wars. I really like that actor. Maybe, I don't know, like this, I don't really know. As far as plot goes, that's another hard one. Like, I don't know, like, would I just do a traditional way where Godzilla just goes and destroys, maybe fights a monster, and then humans try to figure out a way to kill him off, or do I make one where Godzilla does die at the end, or or do I make one where Godzilla's a hero, or, you know, there's so many different choices. If it was up to me, I might do just, you know, a very traditional style of Godzilla fighting a monster and humans trying to figure out a way to take him out. I guess that would be what I would maybe try to do. And the other part of that question was, where would it take place? Well, obviously it's got to take place in Japan. So, yeah, that's it for that one. Alright, next question is Awesome Gaminification. He asks, if you made a Godzilla movie, who would be the monster he would fight? Yeah, if he was the monster that I would have Godzilla fight would be, I really want to see Space Godzilla again. I mean, you guys know that. But I think also maybe Megalon. I think Megalon would be cool to see again. Or Gigan. But I think, all in all, it'd be really cool to see a new King Ghidorah, because obviously that's his arch enemy, and it would just be pretty cool. Especially with today's modern CGI animation, I think it would look really good. So, alright, next question. Everstechens, goodness, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Everestenche, I'm so sorry. He asked, how did you become a G fan? Okay, well, I actually told a couple of people this, but I think that I've actually been living a lie. You know how a lot of you guys know that I said my first movie was 1984? Well, I actually recently asked my parents, and they told me that my first movie was actually the very original Godzilla, 1954. Now, to me, I probably think that I don't remember it, and I remember 1984. There's something about 1984 that really got me excited, and I think it was because of that movie that made me go, yep, I love this franchise, I love this series, I am a fan. And it's really just been from there where I just love big monsters fighting each other. I love Japan and the Oriental lifestyle, and I don't know, there's just something about big monsters fighting each other that I just love, you know, because when I was also a little kid, I also liked watching Power Rangers and all that stuff. So I'm just into that cheesy stuff like that, and you know, and Godzilla's just the top for me. So, you know, I don't, it just happens. I mean, you become a fan of something just because it just gets you excited. So, yeah. All right, next question, Godzilla 2877. He asks, do you collect SH Monster Art figures? Okay, I am actually, I don't have any SH Monster Art figures now, but I'm really wanting to get them. I just don't have the money because they're really expensive. If anyone knows a site that's like, you can buy them for extremely cheap, please tell me, because I would love to know. But yeah, I don't have any right now, but I really want to start collecting them. Okay, next question is from Godzilla Bots. He asks, since Space Godzilla is your favorite monster, what is the best moment of him? And also, do you think that he should be in future Godzilla movies / games / comics? Okay, well, the first part, the best moment of him, I would have to say, would be him first arriving and trying to steal little Godzilla, you know, or trying to kidnap him or something like that. I just think that whole part was pretty cool. Also, just the final battle where the camera's like looking up at him and he's just like roaring and the towers behind him and stuff, lightning's coming down. I really like that part too. The second part of that question, I do think he should return or something. I really want him to come back in some style. I mean, he's already come back in the video games, he's in some comic books, but a movie, I would really love to see him come back, maybe revived or something. So alright, next question is from Riv Travis, and he asks, what Godzilla YouTube channel, like Deadzilla, Goji73, and Monster Island Buddies, inspired you to make this awesome channel? I actually answered this kind of question in my last Q&A. There wasn't actually any other YouTuber that actually inspired me to do this. I didn't know Deadzilla, I knew a little bit of Goji73, and I did watch Monster Island Buddies, but it wasn't those guys who got me wanting to do this. It was actually just myself. I just thought to myself, you know, it'd be kind of cool to just make some Godzilla videos because I am a big fan, and I think it would just be cool to start doing that. And I didn't even think it would get this far, so, you know, I kind of just really ran with it. And I'm like, okay, well, now I'm getting a lot of people that, you know, I'm getting a lot of subscribers, so let me get more into it, and here we are. So yeah, I wasn't really inspired by anybody, mostly just myself and just being a hardcore fan, just wanting to do it. So alright, next question is from Kenny Williamson. He asked, how did you get interested in Godzilla, Gamera, and Ultraman? Okay, well, first off, I'm not a huge fan of Gamera, and I'm not a fan of Ultraman. I haven't seen anything of Ultraman, and I've only seen the Gamera trilogy, which was really good, but it doesn't mean that I'm a fan, or like a crazy fan, okay? But what got me into Godzilla was my dad. I mean, he was, let's see, yeah, my dad really was the one that when I was at 2 years old, he just pops in the first Godzilla movie, and my eyes were glued, and so it's pretty much all him. I mean, my dad was pretty much the sole reason I was into Godzilla. So, all right, next question is from Kiryu Goji. They asked, what is your favorite Godzilla monster ability, e.g., Godzilla's atomic breath? Okay, favorite monster ability. Well, I would have to say, in the Heisei series, what was so cool about Godzilla is that whenever it'd be the end of the battle, he would get this power out of nowhere, but all of a sudden, like, light would just pop, just come out of his body, and he'd have like a big, like in Destroy All Monsters when he does his rage attack and a huge wave just comes out, like sort of like that, and he does that and his red beam comes out and he's like totally, it's like his rage, just, that's an ability that I really like seeing from Godzilla. And I like how they brought it back in Final Wars, how Godzilla does that spin thing and then blows up Kaiser Ghidorah like that with his red beam. I love that. So that would be like pretty much my favorite ability from him. Alright, next question is from Bernie Ninja 51 and Damien Skipper. I'm so sorry I'm butchering your names. They asked, if you ever created a kaiju monster, what would his name be, his features, and abilities? You guys are asking hard questions this time. If I made a kaiju, you know, I feel that I'm not creative enough to figure out a kaiju that isn't already been done. I'm not really like, I don't know, I just don't think I could figure out something at the top of my head. I don't know, I would kind of probably bring inspiration of Godzilla, maybe Space Godzilla, Megalon, I don't know, I'd put some inspirations that, but obviously a name I would not be able to figure out at the top of my head, and abilities, like I said, I wouldn't really be able to put at the top of my head, so sorry I can't really answer that because I'm just not really that creative for creating a whole new kaiju. That would require some time and thinking. So, alright, the next question is from Mr. WWE Addict 2012, and he asks, name something from another movie series to face Godzilla other than Pacific Rim, and the obvious ones Gamera, Ultraman, and Bagon, etc. Okay, so name something from another movie series. Okay, so, something else to fight Godzilla. And not the easy ones? Like I can't do Cloverfield, I can't do any of the other... Okay, okay, here, I got it. Godzilla fighting the Rampage monsters. Now, I know that the Rampage monsters are, like, extremely small compared to Godzilla, but you know what? King Kong was small to Godzilla, and you know what they did? They just made him taller. So, have Lizzie, I think that's his name from Rampage, fight Godzilla. There we go. Ha! Okay, next question was from the Mr. WW Addict, but it was also Bob Sherlock who asked, are you considering making a sequel to Godzilla World Apocalypse? Yes, that's actually in the works right now. Me and Plutonium are working on a script right now. I don't know when I'll be able to post any like footage or anything of it because we just started it and we're still trying to figure out what to do with it. But yes, we are planning to do a sequel to it. Alright, next question. Godzilla Gamera 2012 asks, my question is, do you think one day kaijus like Rodan, Mothra, the Gargantuans, Gamera, and Varan should have their own American remakes like Godzilla 2014? Well, I can tell you that I doubt any of that's going to happen, because I bet we had to pull Toho's teeth just to get the Godzilla rights. I don't think they're going to give us any of those other monsters, and by the ways, those other monsters are nowhere near as popular as Godzilla himself. So a little bit of a negative look on it, but I don't think we'll ever be seeing an American remake of those films. No. They're just not, they're not popular enough, and I just don't see it happening. I'd rather have Toho make them, so yeah. Question is Dennis Sema. He asks, do you think that the 2014 Godzilla film will be a good film or another train wreck? Both. It could either go anyway, because we don't know anything. There's no trailer, there's no information. The only thing we got was a composer, but that's it. So, yeah, I answered that question as in it could go either way. Alright, next question is from Microsoft 2000. He asks, my question is, what do you think of the Godzilla 2014 trailer not being out yet? And what do you think the other monster he will be, or what the other monster he'll fight? Okay, I'm extremely still pissed off that there's no trailer yet. I'm actually getting annoyed that the fact that they're not even saying anything about it, that they're still keeping it under wraps, and that there's just no information on it. That is really pissing me off. And the second question is, they're saying it's some kind of bug creature. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Like, you know, even the people who went to Comic-Con who actually saw that trailer, they don't even know what to think of it. So I don't know what the monster's going to be. I mean, hopefully it'll be a spiritual successor of some monster we know, whether it's Megalon or Gigan or Mothra or Batra maybe, or I don't know. So we'll just have to wait and see. The next question is from Gray Alien 12. He asks, what kind of music do you like? Oh, okay, cool. A non-Godzilla question. Alright, well, the music I like, pretty much I'm a rock, like a heavy metal head. I like all kind of types of rock, whether like Rob Zombie, Five Finger Death Punch, Killswitch Engage, Sum 41, Lordi, which is a Finnish band. I really like them. I'm just really into the heavy metal scene, and also I do like soundtracks of like instrumental orchestral things like Godzilla music, where it's just instrumental stuff like that. Also, I like a little bit of dubstep, not too much. I'm not really into it, but I don't know if it's a sellout answer, but I like Skrillex. I mean, his music sounds really cool. Yeah, so I'm not super, you know, like all kind of music. I am very narrow-minded when it does come to music, but my main thing is rock and roll. So yeah. All right, next question is from Gigan Man 101. He asked, what did you think of the Cloverfield movie, and would you like to see him fight Godzilla or any other Godzilla monster? I liked Cloverfield. I liked the monster. I think it was very kind of a innovative concept, and I would love to see him fight Godzilla. I think it'd be a very entertaining battle. I mean, he has like these huge long arms, and he can maneuver around Godzilla. I think it'd be a really cool fight, but I don't think it'll happen because Hollywood is stupid. I don't know. But yeah, so I would love to see them fight. Alright, next question is from Balam Vargas. He asks, do you have an interest for filmmaking? I do, actually. I have a huge interest in filmmaking, a love for filmmaking, probably because of Godzilla. Watching the first Godzilla movie, watching Godzilla 1984 has made me want to make my own film. And in fact, with my own group, the game development group that I'm in with my friends called Exosphere Studios, we are wanting also to make movies. So hopefully one day we can, you know, so it'd be really cool to make a movie, especially if it's like a kaiju type film, but we'll see. Alright, next question is from Ultramother1, and she asks, is it hard being a Godzilla fan? Extremely. A lot of people do not understand you. A lot of people either call you gay, or you're a child, or why do you like guys in rubber suits fighting each other? This kind of thing has been haunting me ever since I became a Godzilla fan, especially when it's school, and I know a lot of you probably understand where I'm coming from, that when you go to school, you don't say it. You don't say you're a Godzilla fan, you don't say you're a kaiju fan, you don't say anything because you're afraid of like people just pointing fingers and not getting just constant giving you shit just because of something that you like. Yeah, it's hard. It's very and another thing is that it's hard being an American Godzilla fan even more because everything's in Japan and they barely give us anything, you know. So it's especially when it came to the 90s, you know, all those movies were never released in America, and it's just really hard being a Godzilla fan, especially if you live in a place where there's no comic book stores, there's no toy stores that actually supply Godzilla figures. I have to drive out like 30 minutes away just to find anything Godzilla related. So yeah, it's very hard being a Godzilla fan. Next question's from Matthew Noversal. Sorry if I messed up your name again. He asks, out of all the Godzilla films, what one would you want to be remade the most? Well, that's an interesting one. Well, I can't say the first one or Godzilla 1984 because that is being remade right now from Godzilla 2014. So I guess if there is one that I would like to be remade, there's like so many. Maybe Godzilla vs. Destoroyah would be pretty cool to see in modern cinema, or GMK to see that be. Well, it doesn't. I don't really think it needs to be remade because it already looks pretty good. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe have it be remade, but actually get the original GMK cast where it was like Anguirus, Varan, and Baragon instead of King Ghidorah, Mothra, and Baragon. Maybe that'd be a cool thing. Make a remake, but put the original GMK cast. There we go. All right, the next question is from Xenoboy908. Whoops. I guess I have two questions from him. I'm sorry. Okay, well, anyways, he asked, how would you feel about a Godzilla / Pacific Rim crossover? I think it would be really cool. I think it probably would happen because Godzilla is now from Legendary and Pacific Rim's from Legendary, and most of the time they probably would do that, but I don't want to see it soon because I want Godzilla himself to stand out and be on its own for a while. I don't want to see that crossover like a year later because then that'll automatically snuff out anything that the Godzilla 2014 movie ever did. So I do want to see it, but not really anytime soon. Alright, next question is from Fort Obnoxious. He asks, what is the thing you look forward to in the Godzilla movies? P.S. Your videos are great and you're awesome. Aw, thank you. Okay, but so the question was, what is the thing you look forward to in the Godzilla movies? I don't know if you're saying about the new movie because obviously the old movies I've already seen them. The thing that I'm most looking forward to in the new movie is just seeing Godzilla himself on the big screen again. I mean, that's really it. I cannot wait to see him again, you know, in a new way. So yeah, and have some cool music in the background. So next question's from Dragon Epic 94. He asks, what is your opinion if in Godzilla 2014 they play either Godzilla Blue Oyster Cult or Radioactive by Imagination Dragons in the end credits or in any part of the movie? I would rather have them play Blue Oyster Cult because the other one from Imaginary Dragons, the Radioactive song, I do not think that would fit the movie. No, like that. Whenever I think of that song, I think of Fallout 3 or something. I don't think of Godzilla. But Blue Oyster Cult, maybe. If they're trying to go with a very serious tone with it, and then at the end of the credits, like everyone's like, whoa, like let's say something really happens at the end, and then the credits happen, and the audience is just left baffled. I think if they all of a sudden started playing Blue Oyster Cult, it might ruin the mood. It might really just cut off any kind of thing. But then again, it might be really cool. But who knows? I mean, they got to get the rights to it anyway. So, but if anything, I would definitely pick Blue Oyster Cult, not the Radioactive song. Next song is from Parakokic. If you could pick 5 monsters to be in 2014, who would they be? Okay, well, Space Godzilla, Megalon, Gigan, King Ghidorah, and Anguirus. There you go. Alright, next question from Mr. Auxilla. He asked, do you think King Ghidorah should be the final battle for 2014? Fuck yes. Alright, next question. Dimitri Martin asks, Your weirdest Godzilla movies ever, or science, and do you want Godzilla to die in the next movie, and do you want him to be evil? Okay, so the first part of that question was your weirdest Godzilla movies ever, or science. I guess if you're saying weirdest movies, I would say Godzilla vs. Megalon or Godzilla vs. Hedorah. And do you want Godzilla to die in the next movie, or do you want him to be evil? Well, okay, here's the thing. I want him to be evil, first off, because that'll just bring back how badass he was, and that's to his roots. Do I want him to die? I'm 50-50 on it, because if they're planning on doing a sequel, maybe they should keep him alive. But then again, if Gareth Edwards is really trying to do what 1954 did, then maybe he will die. I don't know. Once again, it's like a 50-50 thing. Personally, I would want to see him survive, because I just want to know that they might make a sequel. Because it's not fun seeing Godzilla die. It's not. Even if he's killed hundreds of people, it's still not fun to see him die. Next question is Little Long G, or G, or I'm sorry. He asks, if you had to design Godzilla, how would the design look? Okay, two things. Heisei combined with Millennium. Enough said. The next question is from Edgo is Go. He asks, which two Godzilla versions would you like to see fight each other, and which two alongside each other, and which two? Okay, that question's a little bit weird, but I think what he's asking is which two Godzilla versions would I like to see fight each other? Okay, well, I think what would be really awesome is have 1984 fighting the GMK Godzilla. That'd be pretty cool. And then the other part of the question is, and which two along each other? Are you saying like other monsters maybe along with them? I don't really know the rest of that question, but yeah, 1984 fighting GMK, or Godzilla 2000 fighting Final Wars. I think that'd be pretty cool. Or, take that back, or Godzilla 1954 fighting Godzilla 2004. That would be awesome. Questions from Casanova Kudnik. Sorry. Ask, if Toho let you create a monster for a Godzilla movie, what would it look like? Well, it goes back to that other question. I mean, I don't know. Making a kaiju, especially making him original or innovative, is very difficult. I don't know. I mean, I would probably make him Godzilla looking, but kind of like a little bit of inspired from Space Godzilla. Maybe put in some Gigan, I don't know, just have a lot of spikes on him or something. That's maybe what I would make him look like, I guess. Alright, next question is from Cyber X Pro. He asks, if you could play a monster, if you could play in a monster suit, what would it be? Okay, I would love to be in either the 1984 suit or Gigan's suit, and actually it'd be really fun just to experience what it's like being in Ghidorah's suit. That's if there is a suit actor in that suit, but I bet there's an actor in a King Ghidorah suit. But just the fact that'd be weird, you know? Like, what do you do? Your arms are like either here, or are they like when I was young, I actually thought in King Ghidorah, that the actor was actually playing puppets with the other heads, you know? I don't know. I was stupid, but yeah, it'd be really cool to be in some Godzilla suit or Gigan suit, maybe even Anguirus' suit. There's so many monsters that I would want to play in those suits. Next question is from Angelo321 Luna. They ask, what's your favorite Godzilla movie, and what do you think of Kaiju Combat? Okay, well, a lot of you know what I'm going to say, but my favorite movie is Godzilla 1984, obviously. And what do I think of Kaiju Combat? Okay, I'm excited for it, but it's not what I really kind of wanted from Simon Strange. I was kind of hoping they'd make another sequel to Unleashed and continue that series of Godzilla Destroy All Monsters, Save the Earth Unleashed, and maybe make another one. But obviously Simon Strange is not going to do that. He's now focusing on Kaiju Combat. But the main thing I'm really excited is the Godzilla portion of Kaiju Combat. So we'll just have to see how it goes. Next question is from Zilla2006 Abel. They ask, how did you come to be a Godzilla fan? Well, once again, I probably should have edited that question better with like someone, because I guess I got like 2 times. It was because of my father. That's how I got into Godzilla. The next question is from Shadow Dragon or Dragfoc. I don't know how you pronounce that. He asks, do you like bacon pizza? It's my favorite pizza. Yes, I probably would like that. I don't think I've actually had pizza with bacon on it, but I would assume that it would taste really good. Yeah. Okay, the next question is from Chuck Fisher. He asks, do you think Godzilla 2014 will be worth going to see? Yes. I think it'll be worth going to see because it's just... Okay, here's the thing. If 2014 is not as good as we think it'll be, but here's the thing, guys. It's been over 10 years. We're so thirsty for something Godzilla, anything, right? So I still think the movie is going to be worth seeing, and I trust Gareth Edwards. I do. I've said this on many occasions, but I trust Gareth Edwards with Godzilla. So it will be worth seeing. Go see it. Go, because if you don't see it and you don't support it, we will not see Godzilla in America or anything. And Toho will hate us because every time we do Godzilla, we always fuck it up. So go support the movie. Buy it. Do not pirate it. Do not watch it for free. You go out in theaters and you watch it. Alright, the last question is from Brody Nicholson. Sorry again. Why do you guys have such hard usernames? Okay, the last question is from him. He asks, who would win in a fight, Godzilla or Gamera? That's a very fitting last question. I think that it would be a very unfair fight, actually. I don't know, the fact that seeing Gamera on the trilogy and seeing how powerful Gamera can be, I would assume that it would be a pretty even match, actually. Some people say it would be a very unfair match, but I mean, I guess so. I guess Gamera needs to be a little bit bigger than he is. I don't know if he's actually the same size as Godzilla. I'm not sure about the height, but I think, the bias side of me says obviously Godzilla would win because, well, he's Godzilla. But that's like saying Batman would win because he's Batman. I don't know. I would have to see some facts and put them all up and maybe do some Deadliest Warrior thing with it. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be a pretty cool episode for that Deadly Warrior TV show. Have Godzilla and Gamera and they do all the stats and whatever. Okay, anyway. So, well, that's it for the Q&A number 2. There were a lot of questions. Sorry if I messed up your names. You guys just have really hard usernames. I don't know why you choose these weird ways of putting these words, but anyways, so it was really fun. Thank you guys for all the questions, yeah, so that's it, and stay big, G fans.